Welcome to my channel. In this video, I wanted to give you my top 3 tips on what to do when you are experiencing a bad day or bad hours or a bad week. And when I say bad, I mean you are experiencing more symptoms or even symptoms that you have not had before, because when you are healing, it is quite common that suddenly a symptom, like a negative symptom, pops up that you have never experienced before, and that can really lead to a lot of fear of, am I doing things right, and so on. And it's completely normal. So when things are shifting in the body, things will change, and the path of healing is not linear, and it might, pop up new challenges along the way. For myself, for example, I experienced incontinence for like 24 hours, and I was so scared that this would be like the new thing, even though I had started hypopressives, I had started to practice vaginal steaming and so on, but still I was like, whoa, maybe my body is reacting like opposite to what I wanted to do. But then after 24 hours, the incontinence was not there anymore and it never came back. So I just think that we need to give our bodies space to find its way and navigate, in combination, of course, with our mindset and our emotions. So what do you do when suddenly you have new symptoms, or the symptoms are getting worse maybe than ever for a day or a few days or even weeks sometimes? Well, my top 3 go-tos would definitely be, first of all, mindset. Don't think too much about it. Don't go back into that deep dark hole. I know it's easier said than done. This is when affirmations, for example, comes in really handy, because if you've been practicing affirmations on beforehand, you can just keep repeating them. If you have negative thoughts, you just grab a couple of affirmations and you keep on repeating them like a machine. And you can even repeat them so fast so that no other thoughts can slip in between, if you know what I mean. So you keep on repeating them until you can feel a little more at ease and give some space for yourself and your healing without feeling a sense of panic or fear or too much of grief. Of course, all those emotions are fine, and when we are feeling heavier symptoms, for example, it's going to affect us negatively, and that's completely normal, but we don't want to stay there. So once you've felt those emotions, you kind of really try to let go. And mentally, the mental aspect is so important. So just make sure that you have a good foundation to support yourself in this really challenging situation, and so that the mindset can really be like a growth type of mindset and not feeling stuck or get too dragged down. So that would be the first one, like being aware of your mindset, and also make sure that you preventively practice different methods to help you feel more at ease in your mindset. It could also be to process emotions, for example, and I will link to a few videos which might be helpful for you below. So the second thing I would do if the symptoms were a lot worse than they usually are, I would have a go-to physical method. And for many, hypopressives is one. What I mean with go-to physical method is a method that can give you relief, actual physical relief. Maybe you can feel the connection with your pelvic floor, maybe you can feel the prolapse actually lifting, and that is what is happening for many women with hypopressives. So if you're one of them, hypopressives could be a method that you know, also again, don't think too much. Just go and do the method for as long as you feel good doing it. And that might shift your mindset too a little bit, as well as connect your physical body and, you know, the nerve endings, the fascia, and really all the things in the area that we are targeting in the pelvic floor. So if that's not hypopressives for you, it could also be, for example, belly dancing, it could be vaginal steaming, it could be taking a nice bath. So whatever works for you, but you take your physical body, you do a type of activity that you feel is supportive for your pelvic floor. And that would be really, really helpful. So the third and last thing I really think is worth giving a try is to do something that makes you feel very comfortable. So if you have any specific show that you're watching on your TV or a computer or tablet, if you like some certain foods that makes you feel very comfy, and it doesn't have to be like bad food, it can be a very clean type of food, but yet, you know, you give yourself some kind of treat and nourishment through that food. Or it could be to speak to a friend that you have not, you know, called in a while, for example, or even met. If you can meet them, that's awesome. So you give yourself a treat. You give yourself something which sets your nervous system in a more relaxed state of being. And of course, all the methods that I share here, both the mental ones and the physical ones, are meant to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, but sometimes you just don't want to do a lot of methods all the time. You want to feel like a human being. You want to enjoy life. And so maybe, you know, just lighting a candle, maybe playing a game with your kids, you know, whatever makes you feel a little softer on the inside, and a more normal daily activity or like weekly activity that you could do, and just with the intention of taking care of yourself in a way that just makes you feel good and a bit connected to yourself again. So those are my top 3 things. Having a mental method that could be really useful, that could support you. Having a physical method where you can connect to the physical body again and the pelvic floor. And then lastly, something that gives you comfort. Okay, I hope that is helpful. Let me know how this goes for you in the comments below. Thank you.